Hello, dearest friends, dearest beautiful co-creator souls of love and light. This is Nunari, Princess of the Sea, coming to you with a new video. And in this video, I'm going to speak about the sacred art of sacred Tantra. And the reason for this is because I have had so many men and women, divine feminine and divine masculine, coming to me in mentoring lately, struggling with their relationships, their twin soul unions, their heart-centered connections. And I feel that a lot of what I've been mentoring in is evolving around this sacred art of Tantra and what it really means. And many do not understand what the sacred art of Tantra is. People often think that the sacred art of Tantra has to do with sexual positions. It is so much more than that. And so I'm doing this video because I want to share with you some of the essence of what sacred Tantra really is to help you in your relationships, your unions, your heart-centered connections, twin soul connections, what have you in your life. So one of the huge sacred essences of Tantra is understanding for the divine feminine, understanding the divine masculine's heart. And so I often get this question in mentoring sessions, well, how am I supposed to hear a man's heart? I don't get it. And I've been actually nicknamed by a woman who I mentor, helping her with her twin soul. She's nicknamed me the man-speak translator. And the reason is because I can hear the heart of a man. And I honed this in because I've raised 3 boys, and also because of the journey that I've had for the last 7 years with the one who was embodying the twin soul essence. And so I have been very keen in hearing his heart. And it kind of goes back to the video that I did 2 videos ago and talking about delusions and letting go of delusions and how we are to be more in our intuitive heart, both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Well, for the divine feminine, we have a keen sense already of being in our sacred heart and that intuitive heart, and we just have this inner knowing, and it's actually innate in us, it's hardwired in us to be able to hear all hearts of everything, whether it's a flower, whether it is the sacred essence of Mother Earth in the thunderstorm clouds that are happening right now, or whether it is within the heart of a man. And so because I'm often asked this by the divine feminine, by women, I'm going to share with you some things that I have both learned in my own process and also the intuitive guidance that I've received from God, Source, the Master Artist, upon this. And so one of the sacred heart essences of hearing the divine masculine or a man's heart is the essence of appreciation. The number one thing, ladies, women, the number one thing that a man wants, needs, requires, and we all require this, yes, but particularly for the divine masculine, because of all the indoctrinational programming that's been embedded in our divine masculine for so many eons, of being the warrior and having to have those defenses up, is appreciation. A man wants to be appreciated for the gifts that he gives you and that he gives to the world. And when he is appreciated, he then naturally wants to be and do more. It's just naturally within him, because what's hardwired in the divine masculine is to serve the goddess. Now, I'm not talking about getting on their hands and knees and, oh my God, I have to, be subservient to you. No. That is not what I'm speaking about here. I'm speaking about being in service to the goddess of all feminine. Feminine of Mother Earth, the feminine of the sacred feminine within them, and the sacred divine feminine that is representative of the goddess, such as myself and other goddesses on this earth. And what that means is how may I serve you in the benefit of all? So in relation to Mother Earth, the divine masculine serves Mother Earth within how can I take care of the earth? How can I plant flowers, trees, be in this essence of loving Mother Earth. And then loving the goddess is, how may I help you? What may I give to you that would benefit your life and that would benefit the lives of all? Now, I'm going to give a brief example, and I use this a lot in my mentoring sessions so that you can understand it. It's a very simple example, but it's something that many, many, many people can resonate with. So imagine for a moment that you are either living together with someone or you're married, and you're in this sacred union. And you are the divine feminine. If you're divine masculine, just kind of picture for a moment that you're a woman, okay? So that you can feel the essence of this. But think of it this way, feel it this way, imagine it this way. You're in the kitchen and you are preparing dinner for you and the one you love. And you are the divine feminine and you're busy and you're running around and you're doing all of this stuff. And the divine masculine man that you love, that you're in union relationship with, relatingship, ships of relating, comes in and without saying a word, just nicely, lovingly comes in, takes out the trash. Now, most of the time, us as divine feminine, we're so busy, we're not paying attention. Or we have our walls and defenses up and we're in our warriorism and we're like, yeah, so what? Big deal, he took out the trash. We don't acknowledge, we don't appreciate. And so our divine masculine feels unappreciated, unloved. Now, if I were in that position, and I have actually done this in my own life, in my own relationships and unions with people that I've been, men that I have been with in relationship. When that man walks in, this is what I would say to him. You know what, honey? Thank you. I really, really appreciate the fact that you took the time to take out the trash. I appreciate the fact that you noticed that I'm so busy making dinner for us that I didn't have time to do it, and that the trash was full. And I really appreciate that you took the time to do that, knowing that I was really busy and couldn't do it. Thank you. Now, the divine masculine is going to sit there and go, oh, wow, she noticed. Oh, wow, I feel really appreciated. Oh, wow, I feel really loved. I feel really uplifted and supported and encouraged. And that divine masculine is going to want to do that again. Maybe not just take out the trash, but he'll want to do something else to show his appreciation and love. See, men love differently than we do as women. They show love usually. They show it in action. We have expectations as women that love is supposed to come in a specific way, and we want men to love us the way a woman would. So we want men to talk to us more. Men don't always talk. Part of that's indoctrinational programming. Part of it's also being hardwired that way. The divine masculine is meant to be the presence of love and the action of love, of doingness from that beingness of being love. And so if we as the divine feminine can let down our guards and let down our warriorisms and hear a man's heart and be in a place of appreciation for even the smallest things and take the time to appreciate specifically, not just, oh, thank you for taking out the trash. I mean, that's nothing. That means nothing. Do you see the difference between thank you for taking out the trash and what I said in appreciation? Now, this can be said for both ways. Both divine feminine and divine masculine require this, need this for the journey. We need to be loved in this way. Not from a neediness, but from a nurturing resonance. And the thing is, from the divine feminine standpoint, it's up to us. Now, I know, there's going to be a lot of divine feminine who are going to say, well, I've been loving a man, and I've been appreciating a man, and I've been doing this, and I've been doing that, and you know, he still doesn't do this, and he still doesn't do that. First of all, listen to the thought process of what you're saying. Right there, saying he doesn't do this, and he doesn't do that, and oh, I've been doing this, and I've been doing that. That automatically creates a scenario for that to continue. The reason that I say it is up to us as the divine feminine is, first of all, look at this. This is Mother Earth. This isn't Father Earth. Okay, this is Mother Earth. Everything is feminine. even us as a baby, before we start and become, quote unquote, a male or a female, we start out as female. All of creation is female. And our divine masculine is meant to give us their seed. Now, one of the ways that they do that is impregnate us physically. And for those of us who are older, like myself, and in menopause, there is no pregnancies. But we get pregnant with ideas, we get pregnant with creations, we get pregnant with concepts, with things, and the divine masculine is meant to give us that seed of creation. And then we are meant to bring it forth out into creation. We create that in physical beings as babies, and then creations of love, whether it be music or art or what have you. So the divine masculine in the sacred art of Tantra, their greatest gift that they're giving us as the divine feminine is taking out the trash. That is giving our seed, or giving their seed to us. Now, that may seem ridiculous to you, but the truth is that that's what it is. It is that giving of that seed. And so we're to take it within us and appreciate it and honor it and create that baby and give it back as that baby of love and say, you know what, thank you. I appreciate that you took the time out to do the trash. Or it can be something we consider silly, but it's not silly to the divine masculine. They may post something on social media, Facebook, or say something in a video that they do, or they may create a form of artwork, or they might write something on their Facebook, or they may give you a song, or they may just give you something that they've created or said. And most of the time, we've got our warriorism defense mechanisms up as women, and we don't honor that gift. We just bypass it as if, like, whatever. The sacred art of Tantra is honoring the gifts that we give each other. But it starts from within us as the divine feminine, because our divine masculine cannot rise and meet us. And see, this is what the divine feminine rising of 2012 and beyond is all about, actually. It's about us rising in the divine feminine, not the divine feminine warrior power. No, the rising in the divine feminine of love, of nurturing, of supporting, of uplifting, and being that shining goddess. And that shining light is what brings our divine masculine to us. Doesn't they'll want to continue to want to do more and be more for us. But it starts from within us first. And there was a woman who wrote, and she said to me that she has been being this love with her twin soul. And it's very frustrating with it all. Because she feels like she's being this appreciation and being this love and being this gratitude. And it seems like nothing's changing. You know, he's not shifting. Well, I can tell you from personal experience, from all the many that I mentor, my twin soul path that I've been on for 7.5 years, that it takes a long time from an earthly perspective for some people to shift. Now, some people have a soul agreement that they'll never shift. My family is one of them. They have chosen to be this catalyst for the opposite, and I'm very grateful for that. I appreciate my family for being the opposite so that I can be the goddess that I am. So some people are actually catalysts for our growth in that way. Yet there are others that will change, will shift, and the consciousness of humanity itself is shifting, and it is a beautiful time to be alive. Yet, one of the essences of that is this sense of frustration, particularly for us as divine feminine. We feel it the most because we be this love and appreciation and upliftment and encouragement of our divine masculine, and it seems like they stay put, for lack of a better word. So divine masculine, I'm going to ask you and invite you to please, if you have a woman in your life who is being this upliftment and encouragement and supporting of you and loving you, even if it's not coming through in the way that you feel it is meant to, I invite you to please step in to shifting and changing, because she is there to guide your heart. We are meant to hear the divine masculine's heart, their deepest heart, and to know when they're not living it, and then to help guide them into living it, and to do so from a loving and gentle and uplifting and encouraging way. So please make the shifts, divine masculine, that you are meant to, for your own growth. Do it for yourself, so that you may blossom and shine into the divine masculine that you are. And I put this invitation out to the divine feminine. Soften, please. Let down your warrior guard and understand that the divine masculine is often hard, and it's hard for them to be vulnerable and to open up their hearts. Because in war times, and even now we're still in war times, there's still wars going on in this world. But in the ancient times, the divine masculine had to have that warrior shield on of their heart and not be vulnerable. Because to drop that warrior shield and to be vulnerable meant that it made them vulnerable to attack and possibly being killed in battle. And so now we're shifting in energy consciousness of this planet now, of this earth dimension, of this earth plane, to where love is the rule. And so it's okay, divine masculine, to let down your guards and to let down your warriorness and to open your heart and to be real, raw, vulnerable and from the heart, because we require you to be that. We need you to be that. So please too soften. And divine feminine, please drop your warrior guard and your defensiveness for all the men that have hurt you. Just because men in your past have hurt you in other lives or even in this one, does not mean that the man you are with right now or the man that you want to be close to is going to do that. Stop dragging all that emotional baggage and those thought processes in your head of, oh, he doesn't love you, and oh, he's going to be this and he's going to be that. See it in the now moment of the presence, the present moment of falling in love, in that present moment of that real love, and let go of the warriorisms. Because what I can share with you from my own path and experience is that it takes time. I mean, think of it this way. We've all been indoctrinated into programs and memes and viruses and mind thought processes that still run on in our heads. For how many years? I've been on this planet for many, many years. You can see the white hair. That's why I don't usually wear my hair up. But I'm turning over a new leaf. And as the rain is starting to slow down, I'm going to have to close this out by saying to you that it is going to take, and I'm going to move this a little bit, just so hopefully the rain doesn't get on it. So pardon me for a moment. But I want to share with you that it is going to take earthly time sometimes for a man or a woman to shift. Because he or she knows not anything other than this programming, anything other than this self-sabotage and self-loathing. But eventually, even kicking and screaming, if you continue to be love, be loving, be kind, be loving kindness, loving awareness, nurturing, supporting, compassion, appreciating, over and over and over and over again, as you continue this and make this your lifelong practice, and do this for yourself and do this for all, including the man or woman that you love, you will see a change. It will take a long time, sometimes 7.5 years, but it will happen, because love never fails. Love always finds a way. And there's one other thing that I'm going to ask and invite you all to do in the sacred essence of Tantra. And it is something that I do with people that I mentor. But before that, I will say one other thing about the shifting. here's the biggest key for both men and women, is your willingness. Loving and uplifting and supporting and nurturing and being compassionate with someone will only have them shift and change if and when they have a willingness to shift and change. If, like my family, they choose not to shift and change, if it's either because of a soul agreement or because they just choose to and they stay in their stubbornness and choose to be free from shifting, then there's nothing that you can do or be. That is free from meaning, though, that you stop loving. You may love them from afar, as I said a couple of videos ago about that beautiful article that I read of loving from afar. So you may need to distance yourself physically for that reason, for your own health and well-being that I shared in that video. So I won't go into that again. You can watch my other video on that if you wish. Yet it doesn't stop you from being love and being loving, because you are love. So you can't help but be love and nurturing and uplifting and supporting, because it becomes your natural essence, because that is your natural essence. So I invite all of you to have a willingness to shift and change. And if you have a divine feminine or divine masculine in your life who is uplifting you and supporting you, please, for your own health and well-being, be in that sacred art of Tantra and love yourself enough to make the shifts. And so one last thing that I will invite you into doing and being, and this is something that I share with many in mentoring, is to write love letters. 4 of them. Now, you all know 4 is my life path number, so 4 is the sacred essence of the diamond of Lemuria. Also, is also my last name. Is the soul essence of who I am. Many of you know that my earthly name, which I am free from resonating with, means noble. And to me, that nobility is that essence of the goddess. And my earthly middle name, which I kept and added the French spelling to of the E of Anne, A-N-N-E, which is the French spelling because my grandfather is French, was French. He's no longer here on this earth, but he's still within me. So I say is. In honoring my grandfather, I chose that. And I have been utilizing my spiritual name, Nanari, for many years now. And so last year, I finally officially legally changed it. So my legal name is that. My last name has always been Diamond, because that is the beautiful gift, besides the 3 beautiful children that I have, 4 of my daughter who's in spirit, that my former husband gave me. So Nanari Ann Diamond is my actual legal name. And so I'm going to ask you to write love letters. And these love letters that I'm going to ask you to write, pardon me as I keep turning my camera, it's just to avoid the rain so I can finish this beautiful video to you. The 4 love letters I'm going to ask you to write. The first one you are going to write to you. A love letter to you, your soul, of who you really are. So for me, it would be, Dear Nanari Ann Diamond, or dearest. I often say dearest in my letters. Write a love letter to your soul. And you're going to love your soul and love yourself up. And you're going to love your soul and love yourself up in several ways. First, I honor you for, I appreciate you for, and list all of the things that you honor and appreciate yourself for. And be specific, just like in the example I said earlier in the video of appreciating the man who takes out the trash. Be specific. And then you're going to write a love letter, or in that same love letter, you're going to write all the things that you may not love about yourself, whether it's the little in the middle you still have, as I do, and still love yourself for it. See all the darkness in you. Bring it all up. The things that you hate about yourself, the things that are dark about yourself. My dark side, sometimes I have emotional freakouts because I'm a sensitive. I'm an empath. I pick up on other people's stuff. So I still occasionally have those moments of darkness. But I love myself. And I embrace myself even in those dark moments. So write a letter and be specific and do that. Loving yourself, loving your soul. The second letter you're going to write is a love letter to the man or woman that you love. If you are free from having someone in your life right now, write it as if there is a woman or a man in your life, divine feminine, divine masculine, that you love. And love all of the things about them and cite specific examples. For those of you who have someone in your life, be specific. Remember moments of love, things that you love and honor and appreciate about that person. And be specific in examples. Like, remember the time when you did this and you made me laugh. And we laughed so hard. Be specific. And then all the dark things about them too. The one who was embodying the twin soul essence, he would often lash out at me and say hurtful things. And he would often lash out at others and call them delusional and me delusional and what have you. But you know what? I still love him. Even now, I still love him. And I love that darkness within him. So write a love letter to the one you love. The third one, which is actually should be the first one. So kind of reverse the order, sorry. Write a love letter to Source, to God, the presence, the essence of all that is, the master artist, whatever you choose to call this source energy. Write what you love and appreciate about Source and all the times that Source has had your back and how the universe has always provided for you. And then also the dark moments that you've had where you've maybe hated Source or thought there was no Source. But know that the Source is within you always. And the fourth letter, write a letter to the world. All the things that you love and appreciate about the world, about this earth, like this beautiful flower, the beautiful grass, the mother sky, the thunderstorms. And write about the things that you don't love about this world too, but not in an essence of complaining, but in a place of loving and appreciating even those dark moments too. Because any and all dark moments is just a call for love. And then I'm going to give a bonus love letter. And this applies to everyone because I know that there are people everywhere who have been through this. And I've done this myself. Write love letters to those who you know are no longer in contact with. Those who you've had past relationships romantically with. And those who have harmed you. For me, when I went through this process in self-love, I wrote a letter to the man who raped me when I was 15. I wrote a letter to my former husband who sexually assaulted me and financially and emotionally abused me. I wrote letters to my parents who physically beat me as a child and who were emotionally unsupportive and unloving to me. And I wrote those love letters in appreciating them, in giving forgiveness, forgiving, giving thanks for the gift of the life lessons or soul rememberings that I learned or soul remembered through those experiences. And I also loved and appreciated them for the soul that they are, seeing beyond that, knowing that they are love and loved no matter what. And then I invite you to take all of those love letters and give them. Give the love letters to the man or woman that you love when they're complete. Give the love letter to yourself already. Give the one to Source. You may want to keep a copy of it for yourself, but do a ceremony maybe and actually burn it and send it up to Source. And if you feel so bold as to literally send the love letters to those who have harmed you, if you can. If you can't and they're in spirit on the other side, do a burning ceremony and give it to them in spirit. The act of you writing these love letters is actually putting it out into the universe anyway, from the heart coherence resonance that you are. And so their soul is going to receive it anyhow. But from a physical earthly standpoint, I invite you to give those letters as well. Because when you can understand another's soul and know that they are hurting within themselves to harm you, and you can have compassion for them, it brings a whole new level of understanding and reconciliation for those that we can reconcile with. And for those that we can't, I mean, just love from afar, that's okay too. But that's how we receive closure within us. Because there was another woman who wrote to me in response to my recent video that I did 2 videos ago. And she said that she had a very intense relationship with someone who was actually her twin soul. And yet there was no closure because there was such pain. Because there was all this loving and gratitude on the one side of her giving to him. And yet he could never do so with her. And it was a very one-sided relationship. And she finally had to let him go, which I can relate to. So it was kind of a mirror in a sense for me when I read it. And I explained to her that the closure actually comes from healing within. And it was the healing that I did when it came to my family. Do I have physical closure in the sense that my family uplifts and encourages me and supports me and loves me the way I would love it to be in an ideal world? No. They will never be able to do that. I had to become okay with that by loving myself and by becoming the mother within me and the father within me and Mother Earth and Father Sky and Source, the Source within me as my mother and father. And that was my closure in my heart resonance. And so that's how I healed the pain, so that I'm able to share it with you, so that you may too heal. So as much as possible, physically share those love letters with the ones that you can. And this will provide you with closure and also with a sense of deep love. For those who I mentor and I've done this process with in the sacred art of Tantra, it has reunited them with their twin souls. It has come into a sense of self-love and self-appreciation and love and appreciation for the ones that they love as well. So I know that this works. And I've watched so many thousands of people around the globe that I mentor daily transform their own lives and the lives of others in reconciliation with others in love. So I do know that this sacred art of Tantra, everything I'm sharing with you in this video does work. So may you be this love now. Because the sacred art of Tantra, its essence is, yes, sensual and sexual bliss, yes. It can very much be in lovemaking. But it's lovemaking to the heart and the soul first, and then the body joins. So may you make love to your heart and soul, and make love to the heart and soul of the man or woman you love, and all that you love in your own inner circle, and the whole of the world. For this is the sacred essence of Tantra. May you love and appreciate each other always, and know how much I love you. Espada.